Okay, all right. So, a lot of people talk about love and they have their different interpretations of what love is. You know, a lot of women are just sick and tired of men using love like it's some sort of disease you just catch. Love should be the thing that allows you to share and care and commit to your significant other, to your romantic spouse, or to your partner, to whoever you dedicate your life to, fellas. Whatever woman you dedicate your life to, you do everything you can to protect her as if she is the only piece of gold in the world, as if she is the highest piece of gold in the world. You do what you can to protect her. You make her feel valuable. Now, this is Marcus Graham speaking, okay? This is your boy. Marcus Graham bringing this Mac Daddy vibe and bringing some proverbs to this situation. What's up? But, you know, with me being a cocky ad executive who has this reputation of being a ladies' man, you know, we all know what a boomerang is. You know, a boomerang is like that toy you throw in the distance and takes a U-turn, comes back into your hand like this. Whether you hold it at an L or J will determine how you threw it first. Sometimes, depending on how you put yourself out there, you might get yourself some L's, and sometimes you might get yourself some J's. Me, I get me some L's. I get me some L's because some of these women are just some losers. I ain't gonna lie. Some of these women are some losers. But however, I catch myself a J when I get a taste of my own medicine. Her name is Jacqueline. And I get a taste of Jacqueline when the merger finds me working with her, as she is now the manager of the marketing department. But that was my position. I'm over the marketing department of the fragrance line, and now Strong J. And now she's over Strong J. So I called myself a big J when I met Jacqueline. But she has a similarly cavalier attitude about romance. See, Jacqueline and I become involved, but I'm immediately just put off by her non-committal approach to our relationship. Okay, here's what happened. We had sex in New Orleans. We had a fling in New Orleans. Now, it ain't Las Vegas, but what happens in New Orleans stays in New Orleans. Even if you're trying to eat some steak at that same night, nobody need to know you ate steak. But she want to tell everybody that we ate steak. So, I'm just put off by that. Meanwhile, I also began to develop feelings for her Jacqueline's business partner, Angela, who is actually a lot more thoughtful than Jacqueline if you think about it. So, 1992's Boomerang, by the way, Marcus Graham, I had to fly all the way down here so I can commentate on my story from 1992 called Boomerang. It's me, Jacqueline, and Angela. This love triangle, which eventually doubles down to just me and Angela. That is how it is. So, Sterling asked me to come on his channel, Sterling on Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S. But right now, I'm gonna call it Strange on Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S still. And that's Strange with an accent, with a French accent. Not strange, but Strange. So, if you are new, welcome to the family, welcome to the company. Why don't you join the meeting? Just throw out your ideas and some of your concepts, your suggestions. I'll take them all. And I will hear everything that you will have to say about what Marcus Graham wants to put out there. Okay? Whether you want to comment or subscribe or leave a like or share, because that's what love is about. It's about sharing and caring and commitment. So I need you to share this channel, care about what I'm saying, and commit to listening and holding on to every single word. That is how you need to be. So, 1992's Boomerang is arguably Eddie Murphy's most underrated comedy yet. Say whatever you want. I don't care what say. I don't say what you want about this movie. It is very, very underrated. He said in his review on Harlem Nights that an all-star cast isn't really what makes the movie great. It could be a highlight, but it never determines if the film is worth watching or not. But Boomerang feels anonymous. So, where Harlem Nights failed is where this movie succeeds for me. Above all, the all-star cast led by Eddie Murphy, which also includes Robin Givens and Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Tisha Campbell, David Alan Grier, Halle Berry, John Witherspoon, Eartha Kitt, and Grace Jones. Grace Jones. Yes. Boy, that Grace Jones scared me, boy. She's like that. She's like African sculptures. She's like if African sculptures started walking. I don't know. She's like if them dark night African sculptures started walking all of a sudden. So Eddie Murphy getting the privilege to co-star with these entertainment legends and soon to be legends at the time who were being shaped at the time doesn't just make you starstruck, but it is maybe the most 90s thing that about this film. It is not just them all being in the same movie, but how every actor plays off of each other interchangeably, particularly towards Eddie. See, Marcus Graham is like my 5th favorite Eddie Murphy character behind Buddy Love, Donkey, Akeem Joffer, and Axel Foley. Because see, I can easily see the sly nature of Axel Foley mixed in with his romantic persona as a ladies' man. It's basically if Axel Foley did what he did to get women instead of trying to get on the case. So the way he can talk himself into getting any woman, getting some steak, taking it to go, hitting it and leave undetected is a deft thing to witness. Now, I can only speak for myself when I say this is the most fitting version of a romantic Eddie on screen, especially with the descriptions in Raw. You know, Jacqueline or Jacques, Dexter St. Jacques, walking around swinging his. So it's all coming together. You see how it's all coming together right now? It's coming together. That's how it's got to be. Keep it together. 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 That's how it needs to be. So when it comes to the story itself, I do not know how often films take a jab at swapping gender roles. But they do it in an intelligent and convenient way. As you know, the idea is that Marcus is so used to victimizing other women with his charms that it becomes inevitable for him to get womanized. Hence the tagline, players about to get played. You get what you give. Like a boomerang, you get what you give. You throw a boomerang, you get a boomerang back. You throw out a very chauvinistic persona, you're gonna get chauvinism back. It's all playing out in reverse. But there is just so cunning. So there was something so cunning about the way Jacqueline was pushing the buttons that you are so used to seeing a man push inside of a woman. It becomes clear that Jacqueline is like the female version of Marcus with how chauvinistic she is towards the opposite sex. Now I wouldn't say that men who have a reputation of getting all the women, getting all the steak from the buffet, and have a body count in the process to go around to his male friends and give details about his sex life. But if that is the case, then Jacqueline pushes the boundaries, sharing TMI with every woman in the business. She's talking about velocity, speed, force, thrust, angles. I don't give angles when I'm talking about my sex life, but she's gonna go so far as to give angles on the angles on the tailbone, like how the tailbone is like this sometimes, and how it's like this sometimes, and how the force is like. I don't know what's going on here. She's just taking it too far. She's really pushing the boundaries. Well, all in all, I eventually learned that all women are not the same, and some fall closer to the non-committal spectrum of the side of the spectrum than others. Which brings us to Halle Berry's Angela. Marcus had originally hooked her up with. I had originally hooked up Angela with my boy Gerard. But after spending one night with Angela, watching Trek, I'm a Trekkie, she's a Trekkie, and now we Trek in the bed. But it is evident that she is no Jacqueline and will respect the needs of others rather than cutting corners to get her trophies. Now, apparently she don't eat steak, but she ain't vegetarian. She just don't like steak at all. Gosh. So, Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 44% recommendation. 44% recommendation. Apparently that 44% is the same 44% that'll try Strange. But it feels safe to say that Boomerang succeeds in more departments than one by throwing what would come off as an average rom-com, and what we get back is anything but an empty experiment where the protons and neutrons are the amazing black all-star cast dressed nicely. which is a great thing to see in the 90s, rather than just all living in South Central Los Angeles. John Singleton. It deserves, for that, it would deserve 7.9 out of 10. Really good. It is really good. It is not as bad as people say, and it definitely holds up as one of Eddie Murphy's best films. And it was one of his nice films going into one of the best ways to go into the 90s. So that is all I have to say about Boomerang. You can let me know what you thought of this and what you think in the comment section below. And is this one of your more rewatchable Eddie Murphy films? If you may have thrown some time into this film, but what have you gotten back? Have you gotten back some pure entertainment? Have you gotten back some sweet, sweet romance? Have you gotten back some advice and some moral to the stories on how to avoid them type of women like Jacqueline? Or have you gotten back how to find more women like Angela? Tell me everything you thought in the comments below. Share, care, commit. Do everything you can to make this channel grow like Strong J. Just like Strong J. Yes.